Hi everybody, this is Coach Lindsay bringing you a whiteboard briefing for Wednesday's locked and loaded workout. We'll be starting on a warm-up, going for 3 rounds of 3 different movements. The first being a squat hold. So on your first round, you'll do this without weight, and then if it's okay for you to add some load for your second and third round, that's totally okay. First of all, just make sure that you're thinking about your points of performance on the squat, and you want to make this active, okay? So knees in line with the toes. I like to bring my hands together here. It helps me feel centered and helps me keep an active squat. So that would be without load. But on your second and third round, you could add a weight, whether it be a dumbbell, kettlebell, or something else that you have in your house. And here you'll just try to keep this under your chin throughout, keeping your chest and squat active the entire time. Once you're done there, you're going to move on to plank shoulder taps. So the biggest mistake that I see for this movement is that people shift in your hips. So if that's you, just make sure that you have your feet placed correctly, wide enough so that to avoid that. Hands right underneath the shoulders, perfect plank position, and then controlled shoulder taps for every single rep. 16 alternating reps there. Once you're done on that one, you'll be going into our third movement, which is a Cossack squat. So you'll have to find a wider stance for this one, but the points of performance are all the same. Chest up, knee running in line with your toe. I like to take my toe off the floor to help me get fuller range of motion. So you could definitely do that if you prefer. And then after that first round, again, you can add some load, goblet style, just like you did with the squat hold. And then you can move into that one there. That's your warm-up. Then you'll move over to your strength piece. So we've got a superset of 2 different movements. The first, you're going to be shooting for 10 to 15 reps on a 1 1/4 goblet squat, which I'll show you in a minute. When you've done 10 to 15 reps there, you'll rest for 30 seconds or so and move on to your second movement, which is a bicep curl. As you've seen throughout this week, we're giving you quite a big rep range because it depends on the weights that you have at home. First movement, the goblet squat. So you can use dumbbells, kettlebells, again, anything you've got at home for this. And what you'll do here is you'll do a full squat, come up, but not quite the full way, go back down into the full squat, and then stand. That's 1 rep. So again, you've got the full squat, come up to a 1/4 squat, go back down into the full squat, and then stand. That's 2 reps. So the biggest thing there is for you to remain active. Keep your chest up, keep that position the whole time, and try not to collapse at the bottom. All good with that one. So, second movement is a standing bicep curl. So I've got a lighter weight here because 30 pounds for me would definitely be too much, but that's why the rep range is there. You're going for 6 to 12 reps on each arm. Just make sure in this position that you think about your whole body. So I like to think about packing my shoulders down and keeping my elbow into the side of my body every time I go for 1 rep. This stops you from kind of getting into a funky position and opening it up too wide. Pack the shoulder, keep the shoulders square throughout every single rep. That's our strength piece. Then you'll move on to an 8-minute AMRAP. So for this, we've got 3 different movements. We've got overhead lunges, 8 alternating reps, and then you've got 12 quadruped dumbbell or kettlebell pull-throughs, and then ending with air squats. Okay, so for the overhead lunges, whatever it is that you have at home, whether it be a dumbbell, a kettlebell, an 8 to 10 pound dog, you'll need to find your perfect overhead position. So for this, you can see that my bicep is right next to my ear, if not behind my ear, and then you'll go into your lunges. I'm gonna opt for reverse lunges, but you can do forward lunges if you want. And we're alternating reps here as we go. Back knee kisses the ground, staying stable in this overhead position. Say hi, Biscuit. So 8 alternating reps when you've got the dumbbell or kettlebell in one arm, and then you'll switch and do 8 alternating reps on the other side. From there, you're going to go into a quadruped position. So you often hear us call this the bear plank position. And for this, your hand's going to be underneath your shoulders, slightly wider with the feet and knees just an inch off the floor. Then you're going to simply pull whichever weight or implement you have at home through. But the idea here is to try and stay stable. And just like with the warm-up, we don't want to have to shift in our hips. So do what you need to do to try and maintain that. Think about staying stable in your midline and keeping the shoulders and hips square throughout. You'll go for 16 reps there, and then you'll end with 10 air squats. So these can obviously be faster than what you will be doing in your strength piece. It's an 8-minute AMRAP, so obviously don't start off too crazy with your speed. Just try to find a nice consistent pace that you can stick with. Then at the end of the day, as you get towards the end, you can always speed up. Enjoy.